Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen from the Starknet fam. I hope you're doing great. Welcome back to the Stark stream for our radio edition. In fact, I'm not feeling at my best, so I switched the camera off, and yeah. So let's get ready for this new edition of the Stark stream. Actually, I need to put the streaming on hold because I forgot about my headphones. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, okay, guys. So let's rewind the intro. Hello, ladies and gentlemen from the Starknet family. Welcome back to the Star Stream in a radio edition this time, as I'm not feeling at my best today. So I decided to switch the camera off. So I hope you're all doing great. It's been a very intense week as usual. So we'll be speaking about many different topics and news that happened on the Starknet ecosystem last week. And yeah, so let's get it started. So as usual, we'll kick off the Star Stream with our chart section. We can see that Starknet is on the ranking number 4 in terms of total value locked, with 1.48 billion dollars locked on the network. And yeah, so it didn't change a lot from last week, because as you remember, like 7 8 days ago, we saw a sharp correction during the past week. And then during the last two days, it seems that it's getting back, the price is getting back on track. And the whole the whole market seems to be recovering. I think we'll be staying in these prices, for some days, if not weeks. And yeah, but having said that, let's have a look at the users, at the addresses which were busy on Starknet last week. So we have 387,000 addresses that interacted on Starknet, so a 5.6% in the weekly. And yeah, so we can see that we are going a bit down in terms of users. There's a lot, a lot of people using also network ZK Sync, Linea, Scroll in order to farm their mainnet. And yeah, we should definitely try our best to attract more users. As yeah, we got we got overtaken by Scroll, which is normal, seeing that they've not shipped their hairdrop yet. But yeah, we should follow the example of OP mainnet, Base, Arbitrum, that even though they don't have the they don't have the airdrop thing anymore to attract users. But yeah, they're working very hard, as we are doing on Starknet. But yeah, definitely we should try our best to improve in these metrics, although it's not that bad, because 387,000, almost 400,000 wallets interacting on your network during the week is not that bad either. So yeah, in terms in terms of the Starknet single chain page on the Grow to Pi analytics platform, we can see that we have like active addresses. So total in, yeah, I don't know why I don't like this page that much, because there's like there's no weekly weekly flame. It is a bit confusing, so I think I skip it from now on. And yeah, then let's have a look at the low fees that we can enjoy on the old L2 landscape. Starknet, an average transaction cost of 2 cents, more or less, which is in line with the other ones. We have like lower than 1 cent fees on Zora, so an OP chain, and so far we're nowhere else. So yeah, basically also like ZK Sync, they finalized their EIP, let's say EIP 4844 migration completely, and they're as cheap as most of the other chains. So I think that once we speak about less than 3-4 cents, the difference then from 3 to 2 or to 2 or from 2 to 1 is very very little. So yeah, definitely, very very good to see that we can enjoy very low fees on most L2s. And yeah, the most expensive one remains Scroll, I guess, which has not implemented the blob space yet. Okay, something about the blob space is that during the past week, Starknet worked hard in order to optimize their usage of the blob space. Because during the first days that the blob space was available, Starknet was one of the scaling solutions that was using and occupying the blob space the most. And this also drew some critics from the other L2s, and accusing Starknet of being a bit selfish with the block space. But anyway, that's over now, as yeah, things went back to normal, and Starknet is has optimized the usage of blob, so ranging from 55% to 80% increase of block limit. And yeah, that means a substantial decrease in the consumption of blobs for Starknet, so that's very good. And yeah, speaking about the Starknet token and its price, as I told you, you know we went down from I would call it a sort of all-time high if we exclude the first day of market fluctuations regarding Starknet. And yeah, so it went down from an all-time high of a sort of all-time high of 2.62, and it went down to 1.70, even a bit less, I guess. Yeah, 1.70 dollars. And now we are back around 2.11, 2.15, which is definitely okay. And I was also surprised that the price of some altcoins and L2 coins such as Stark, Arbitrum, Optimism managed not to go down that much during such a correction. And this kind of corrections that happen during the bull market, and they like sometimes you can see coins that are other than than BTC and Ethereum. They can also go get down even 50% easily. So this didn't happen, I guess. Let me see how, more or less. So it went down almost 35%, which is a lot. And it is a normal thing in during market correction in the bull market. And yeah, therefore now it's back to 2.11. So I think prices will consolidate between 2.15 and 1.90 for the next week. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah. So regarding the price, if we want to have some fun while having our star stream, why don't we play a bit with the OG trading platform? Sorry, OG trading interface that is available on the ZKX trading platform. And ZKX, for the time being, they have two trading interfaces available. One is the Pro Trade, so the usual professional setup to trade your derivatives. And then there is the OG Trade, where basically you can compete on a half an hour time basis with the other users. And if you manage to score among the first two most profitable traders, or the least two less profitable traders, and also among the first two traders that traded the biggest amount of volume, you will get some ZKX rewards, some ZKX tokens. And these cycles happen every half an hour, so every 30 minutes you can during 30 minutes you can either go long or short on Starknet, on Ethereum, on Bitcoin, and on Solana. So, for example, we can play a bit. Let's say that during the next 18 minutes, I think that the start price is gonna go up a little bit. So let's play with a 5x leverage, and let's put the trade. Okay, let me see. Maybe I don't have enough money. Okay, so I will play 20 bucks. Bucks actually. Okay. So and then, like in 18 minutes or so, we'll see how our trade is doing, and maybe we'll close it, and we'll have a look if we manage to get some ZKX tokens. Obviously, this is not financial advice, and trading with leverage is very risky. But if you would like to give a to get a chance to earn some ZKX tokens while playing, while having fun, you can playing with the OG trading interface. Obviously, I suggest you to do that with amounts, with very little amounts of money that you can afford to lose. And having said that, I'm a community contributor for ZKX, and you should be aware of that. And once again, this is not financial advice. Speaking about ZKX, actually, they also, yeah, I think they increased the ZKX rewards among their two trading interfaces, the OG Trade and the Pro Trade. Having said that, let's move to a very important news. Actually, I know that some of you have not managed to claim your Starknet tokens yet, and there is an announcement from the Starknet Foundation, and this is for those users who didn't manage to claim their airdrop under the category of VeVe users, StarkX users, and pool stakers. So we can read the announcement very fast. So after a thorough review of the situation, we can say that many of the eligible users and stakers in these categories will be able to claim their Starknet tokens at some point in April. So non-VeVe StarkX users who were identified as VeVe users and who transacted at least 8 times before June the 1st, 2022, are eligible for provisions. We used a list provided by Immutable to distinguish between immutable users who took self-custody over their assets and who could therefore claim their stack directly from the provision portal, and users of a game called VeVe, which is actually a marketplace, a NFT marketplace rather than a game, if I remember correctly. And yeah, so there are some fixes for this issue. So beginning in April, eligible immutable X users who were identified as non-VeVe users in the corrected list will be able to claim their Starknet tokens directly through the portal. And stay tuned for updates, of course. And meanwhile, VeVe users regarding VeVe users, Starknet is still in discussions, in talks with VeVe on the subject of token distribution, and more updates will be coming soon as well on this side. Lastly, regarding the pool stakers, so those people who staked with Lido, Rocket Pool, services like that. So pre-merge Ethereum stakers are among the categories eligible for the provisions program. As stakers use various methods to stake their ETH, they were classified differently, and each group's claiming process was determined according to its staking method. The Starknet Foundation originally intended to distribute Stark to eligible pool stakers via the staking protocols through which they staked. However, many staking protocols were unable to distribute their allocated Stark to their users due to various considerations. To overcome these challenges and to ensure stakers will receive their allocated Stark, we've asked these protocols to send us their list of eligible stakers so they can handle the distribution process on their behalf. So the fix for this issue, beginning in April, pool stakers who stake through protocols that provide Starknet with a list of stakers eligible for the provisions will be able to claim their Stark directly through the portal. So hopefully all these issues will be addressed and solved during the next month in April, and we'll definitely touch back on this matter, and we'll make sure that that all the people who didn't manage to claim their Stack tokens yet are updated on this matter. Okay, let's start with our DeFi section. So there are now almost 400 millions being locked on the Starknet DeFi scene, and we are very very happy about that. We can see that Nostra, is like is leading the race with a huge difference from the second and the other competitors or the other protocols, and like there is almost 200, so there are about 266 millions dollars being locked on the Nostra lending platform, followed by ZK Land with 75 millions, then Ecubo for 52 millions, MySwap 10 millions, Jedi Swap 5 millions, 10K Swap 2.5, ICO 1.79, Stack DeFi 1.59, hashtag 653,000, CSwap 535,000, Carmine option 288,000, and yeah, these are the most important ones, let's say, or the ones which are taking part in the Starknet DeFi Spring initiative. And so we can see that Nostra, zkLens, Ecubo are the protocols that are being used the most so far. And yeah, so congrats to all of them, but also to the other ones. We see decent numbers among most of the players involved, and yeah, so the DeFi Spring entered its second phase last week, and in addition to the protocols that were part of the first of the that were part of the first leg of the DeFi Spring, which are still like as you can see here, the incentives for the projects which took part in the first phase of the DeFi Spring. Their incentives are still live, so you don't have to worry. And but at the same time, other projects joined the race last week. We're talking about ZK Land, the Nostra Money Markets, Vesu, Nimbora, and Hashtags. Actually, Vesu, its incentives are not live yet, sorry. But we'll be speaking about Vesu shortly. So if you want to track the most the most convenient yields in the DeFi space on Starknet, you can now use the starkfarm.xyz platform that allows you to track the best yields on Starknet. It was developed by a friend who was actually a bit shy before shipping it. So I helped him getting some feedback before publishing it, and the feedback was very very good. People were looking for this. Also, I remember people writing to me a couple of weeks ago asking me if there was such a tool, and now we have it as it was published later in the week. So you can go to strkfarm.xyz, and you can follow the different yields available on the several pools on Starknet, and you can simply click there, and it will redirect you to the corresponding protocol. Okay, let's start with some news related to to the DeFi Spring and to the DeFi Starknet landscape overall. So I would like to start with Nostra, that has finally disclosed their announced and introduced their Uno stablecoin, and yeah, let's see how it works in details. So welcome to a major leap in the Starknet universe, Uno, a game changer in the DeFi, payments, and beyond. Let's dive into the essence of Uno and what makes it stand out. So, what is Uno? Uno, a reserve-backed USD stablecoin native to Starknet, is built on the successful models used by prominent stablecoins like USDC and USDT. Each Uno is backed by one USDC or $1, ensuring the ability to swap one Uno to one USDC at all times. Why Uno shines brighter, swap to USDC. The peg stability AMM guarantees that you can buy and sell Uno for one USDC in exchange for a 0.10% fee. Use cases: you can lend and borrow Uno in the Nostra money markets starting today. You can provide liquidity to Uno pools or Nostra pools. Cap starting with a 10 millions cap to foster growth, adoption, and diversifying our user base, which will be lifted upon hitting performance metrics. So very cool. I would add a disclaimer here. When I read something like, you know, is built on the successful models used by prominent stable coins like USDC and USDT. We need to to consider, obviously, that when we talk about USDC and USDT, there are two big centralized entities behind. So I wouldn't compare this stable coin, which which is being managed, I think, by but Nostra, I mean, aims to become a DAO, as far as I know. So it is a decentralized entity, right? Which is uh, quite different. Therefore, we need to make some assumptions here. Maybe I'm wrong, but obviously, I wouldn't compare it to to USDC and USDT in terms of structure, right? Because uh, the entities that issue USDC and USDT, they are very strictly regulated, and they have to show their collateral also in terms of real world assets and stuff like that. So I wouldn't compare that, but still, I'm very excited about Uno, looking forward to using it and earn some yield out of it and so on. So congrats to the Nostra team for shipping it. It was in the papers for quite a for some months already, and I'm happy they managed to ship it. Another thing about Nostra, they also another very good thing that they announced this week is that they lowered they lowered the cap for minimum borrowable borrowing amounts, so you can borrow from $50 onwards. And yeah, so this also makes borrowing more accessible also for people who just need to borrow a small amount of money. And yeah, so you can now borrow from as low as $50, and that's very cool. So switching to another participant of the second phase of the Starknet DeFi Spring, let's have a look at at Nimbora, that is now offering around 48% APR in terms of Stark rewards for in exchange for borrowing against ETH on their liquidities product. I would call it like that because, as you well know, Nimbora uses DeFi pooling in order to offer to L2 users, so to Starknet users, this like the same UX of a L1 protocol, in this case liquidity, but with all the advantages of the L2, so cheap gas fees and faster transactions. So simply by borrowing some LUSD against, by putting your it as collateral, you could earn Stark tokens, some Stark tokens. And we are talking about a very high APR so far. Maybe we'll get down a bit in the coming days, but still we can take advantage of it. Okay, just let me drink a few seconds, guys. So here I am. Well, guys, let's speak about another DeFi protocol, which is being which is being deployed very very soon. I suppose it should have been part of the DeFi Spring, but incentives are not live because the protocol itself is not live yet. So we're talking about Vesu, decentralized and permissionless, over collateralized lending protocol, combined pooled and isolated liquidity systems. So Vesu delivers an Aave-like experience, offering access to aggregated liquidity in lending markets while removing governance overhead and maximizing decentralization through its free markets approach. So Vesu, I think it was announced and disclosed during the Stark City London event that took place 2 weeks ago, and even less than so. But yeah, it was announced then, and it is a sort of right of Aave-like lending protocol, but they use permissionless pools, so anybody can create lending pools. And at its core, Vesu utilizes positions to track deposits and debts, which are called lending pairs for one. No, sorry. So Vesu utilizes positions to track deposits and debts, lending pairs for one-way lending agreements, and lending pools that combine multiple pairs for enhanced capital efficiency. So you can see the protocol's design here. Vesu's design promotes risk isolation, where each lending pool operates as a discrete environment, confining risks to the specific pool's TVL. This allows for a broader range of assets and operational parameters. Vesu delegates Oracle functionality to pool extensions, enabling continuous innovation in price discovery mechanisms. It also introduces lending hooks for custom logic and functionalities. One unique aspect is Vesu's integration of fee-less flash loans, providing access to protocol-wide liquidity for advanced strategies like efficient liquidations and position rebalancing. With its modular pool design, strict risk isolation, and permissionless innovation through lending hooks, Vesu aims to set a new standard in DeFi lending, offering a flexible, secure, and user-centric future. So, and you can obviously read more on their website, and you can also subscribe to their newsletters. And I think if you subscribe, you would have the chance to participate in their testing beta or something like that. Okay, let's also speak about another lending protocol that issued their own native token last week. I'm talking about ZK Land, and they held a Twitter Space this week where they discussed, the whole experience, how the launch went, like their considerations. How the future looks like for the protocol itself. So they held this kind of the landing debrief, as you know, as opposite to the takeoff to the Zendhoff initiative that consisted in like I think 5 or 6 Twitter Spaces in the week ahead, in the week like leading to the airdrop. And yeah, so once again, congratulations to the ZK Land team. I don't know which is the price of Zend at the moment. Should be around $2 if I remember well. But still, yeah, regardless of the token price, they've been doing a great job. They're number 2 in the DeFi in the Starknet DeFi's ranking. So yeah, congrats for the successful token launch. So our friend Odin Free shared a picture of the updated picture of the Starknet roadmap, and yes, the Starknet Foundation also published an article about that. We can so TLDR in 2023, the Starknet community demanded a greater focus on improving Starknet's performance, reducing fees, and wider intervals between version upgrades. The Starknet roadmap homes in on all this, plus improved scalability. From parallel transactions and greater data availability to Cairo native integration, Starknet devs and users can rely on a major boost in throughput and a huge reduction in transaction fees this year. So this is an updated version of the Starknet roadmap. So we can see that during the past months we saw the introduction of the version 0.13.0, then introduced v3 transactions, paving the way for also for the like for supporting the Stark tokens. Then obviously the version 0.13.1 also introduced some features in order to, let's say, welcome the IP4844 and the blood space. And coming soon, there is transaction parallelization in Q2. So coming quite soon, as the Q2 is about to start. And then in Q3, we can expect Cairo native integration, and in Q4 to be decided from the following: volition, applicative recursion, and DA compression. So, and then here you can read about the old phases. And obviously, I'm really looking forward to Volition. Will lower the gas fees on Starknet even more. So Volition will facilitate hybrid data availability on Starknet, meaning developers will be able to create dApps that store data on Starknet instead of Ethereum, making the whole process very, very cheap, but still maintaining a very good level of safety. So we've entered our technological section of the Star Stream. Madara just announced the establishment of a playground testnet in collaboration with Carnot. And yeah, so this playground is called Sharingan. I know for all the Naruto's fans out there, we know what you know what we are talking about. And yeah, so Sharingan is an experimental testnet where projects can play with the Madara Starknet sequencer and create innovative app chains and very experimental use cases. As you can see on the website of these Sharingan's playgrounds, we can read a bit about it and have a look at this nice designed web page. So your ideas deserve a playground, experiment, innovate, build. powered by Carnot, which is a sort of upchain as a service project. And yeah, so origin of Sharingan, traditional testnets prioritize stability over above all else, ensuring features transition seamlessly to the mainnet. This focus stifles experimentations as only concepts proven safe are granted access. What is Sharingan? Sharingan is a space to push boundaries without fear of catastrophic consequences, a proving ground for radical ideas. Sharingan supports features that either lie far along Starknet's roadmap or aren't yet available on the mainnet at all, empowering developers to dream, tinker, and push the boundaries of what's possible. Starknet Unchained, experimental features in the works. So Rust hints, power meets precision, run Rust directly in Cairo code, autonomous contracts, effortless automation, self-executing logic streamlines on chain workflows, enabling seamless DeFi protocols and beyond. Cairo Native unleashed new performance, achieved blazing speed and efficiency for demanding applications thanks to streamlined compilation. Amorphic encryption, privacy unlocked, your data, your secrets safely computed. So the path of Sharingan, its roadmap, Sharingan emerges, Sharingan is announced, which is like today. The Cartain rise, or yesterday, sorry. The Cartain rises on a testnet built for bold experimentation. Community interaction kicks off with the opening of Madara's Discord server. Join the vanguard. Sharingan's early access program commences. The gates creak open. A selected few visionaries are granted early access to Sharingan's untamed potential. They'll test the limits, break the mold, and lay the groundwork. Chaos Unleashed. Sharingan is open to the public. Sharingan will be live. A space for bold ideas and audacious experimentation opens its doors. This is where developers challenge the status quo and build the future of Starknet. From chaos, order, experimental features, iterate, and reach mainnet. Experimentation fuels innovation on Sharingan. The most groundbreaking ideas emerge, battle tasted, refined, and iterated upon, ready to build the future of Starknet. So very, very, very cool piece of infrastructure. So a playground where developers can experiment with a next generation concept without having to worry too much about safety, because in the end it's a testnet, but also it is a highly experimentative testnet which has less limits than unusual testnet, right? So it is a sort of experimental playground, and I'm sure very, very innovative concepts and use cases will come out of it as a result. And congrats, to the exploration team for this. Congrats also to relentless and untireable Abdel. And I also made I updated a meme about Abdel that I published a few months ago. Maybe I share it with you. And let me see. Yeah, this one actually. So you see, in October, I memed Abdel into the A team's track, and I sticked some of the project the exploration team was working on. In the meanwhile, Abdel has become the head of the ecosystem, the lead of the ecosystem lead at Starkware, and is now also helping creating new projects with other very talented developers. And I added all of them. I restyled the thing a bit more good looking, and you can see the different projects here. Unragged meme coins, so the framework to launch unraggable meme coins. And then obviously we have Kakarot, Madara, Jung Sharingan, the e-beggar meme, and so on. So enjoy this meme. And congrats once again to the Abdel team. Okay. Okay, let's switch to the events section of the Star Stream. Last week during the ETH London's week, there was also ETH Oxford, an hackathon that took place in Oxford, of course, and there was a Starknet track that was won by two very interesting and promising projects. The first place went to Starknet Speedrun team, creators of a scaffold designed to streamline the onboarding process for new developers in the Starknet ecosystem. The second place went to the Motima team, which developed a ZKML machine learning radiation detection solution to combat mining injustice. Sorry, to combat mining injustice in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And yeah, this project, was very, very interesting, caught my attention. So we can have a look at their GitHub. So Motima, the ZK-AML machine learning Geiger counter. This project was built for the ETHOX or Oxford hackathon, and the inspiration for this project arises from the unfair treatment and compensation of Congolese miners who enable us to live in the tech-driven world we enjoy today. So So, in a few words, as far as understood, it is a program, so a machine learning framework that enables detection of radiation for those people who work in the mines of materials of resources that are then used to build computers and technological equipment, right? And so I think also we're talking about copper, maybe. Anyway, not very I'm not an expert on that, but still, people who work in the mines. And yeah, so I hopefully this kind of concept idea will turn into a life-changing product for people in need. So we'll definitely be having a follow-up on it as as the development goes on. So another very important event that will be taking place in May in Africa is the first Starknet Africa conference, and very proud of the Starknet African community. They've been shipping relentless for the past 2 years. They organized, like uncountable meetups all around. Africa, starting from Nigeria all the way to Uganda, Kenya, Congo, and so on. So congrats to the uh, to the Starknet Africa community and all the local communities out there. So if you would like to go to Lagos and enjoy the first ever Starknet Africa conference, you know what you can do. Simply like sorry book your seat at the Starknet Lagos conference Luma page. Okay, so we've come to our Starknet on chain gaming magazine. Just let me take a short drinking break. Okay, guys, let's start with the on-chain gaming magazine cartridge. The on-chain gaming company announced the Sensei residency program, which is a tutoring experience for gaming developers, especially like Web2 gaming developers who would like to discover the potential of Web3 gaming. And it's going to last 12 weeks with a paid salary. And yeah, so if you're a gaming dev, you should be considering to attend this to apply for this amazing initiative. And let's have a look. So, during the 12 weeks, aspiring on chain game developers will build and experiment with the Dojo gaming engine and the Starknet stack, working closely with the Dojo core team and industry professionals. So then there is a very cool thread by our friend Apix, who's a gaming trader, and yeah, he made a thread about the Paved game. It's a game we spoke about in the previous editions of the Star Stream. Uh, it is a game inspired by a board game called Carcassonne, where you simply build your own land tile by tile. Let's read the Epic's thread here. Pave game is inspired by the popular board game Carcassonne. In the solo version, players are given a set amount of tiles that they can place on the map with the goal of scoring as many points as possible. There is no time limit, which means you can take as much time as you want. To score points, you need to close structures with the right tile and use the correct characters to claim them. Different tiles have different structures that you can build, for example, cities, and characters have different buffs they offer. All the tiles have been carefully designed by the team to give the game its needed strategic depth. The game requires a high variety of tiles to challenge the players. Below is a cool thread outlining how Paved got to their current design. Okay, very good. So players can explore in the map, can explore the map in stunning 3D voxel art, but to make the game more performant and easier to navigate, the game will be played in a 2D perspective as seen above. The voxel art is refreshing comparing to the many pixelated on-chain games we already have. I agree with this. Currently, there is a team of 4 working on Paved. The creator has been working on Paved for over a year, and Paved is the sole focus of the team right now. Members: Balazar, Lord Cumberlord, and Lord of a Few. Very good. So people coming from the Z Corp gaming studio, from the yeah, from they're like, I suppose, the inventor of the concept, and then Lord of a Few, lead contributor at Rams and Dojo. So the journey has been made possible by grants and supports from the Rams community. So we suggest you to have a look at the paved Twitter page, and also at their game, and start playing a bit with it. Actually, right now I need to go very fast through the end of the stream. But yeah, this is how the game looks like. You need to place your tile, build cities, uh, and yeah. So actually, I still need to learn better how to play with it. Maybe we'll be showing the game. We'll do some gameplay session in the next in the future, in the next streams. Who knows? But yeah, let's move to the last few news of the magazine. So as you know, you can track all the RAMs related news by reading the Herald newsletter. And yeah, they shipped the last one a couple of days ago, and you can read more about the recent developments in the RAMs ecosystem, but also in the overall gaming scene on Starknet. And yeah, I think it's over. Not just the last thing about influence, the influence game. So there are 3 weeks left in their pre-release version that they launched last month. And as you know, there are some community missions where, if the community manages, if all the players manages to reach these milestones together as a community, there will be more influence tokens being most weight tokens being distributed to them. So they're basically halfway through, and they need to, you know we need to, as influence players, to work hard during the next 3 weeks in order to unlock additional rewards. So for example, there are there's the 4 pillars category, which consists in construct a refinery, buy a reactor factory or shipyard anywhere in the belt. Good news, everyone. Archive the good news, everyone category. Arrive in orbit around Ardalia Prime as the commanding crew of a ship whose cargo hold contains at least 500 tons of non-C types raw materials. So learn by doing category, construct a warehouse or an extractor anywhere in the belts. Potluck, manufacture 5 tons of food. Prospecting pays off. Take a core sample. Rock breaker, mine 1 ton of material. Romulus, Remus, and the rest construct a building on Adalia Prime. The fleet construct a ship. Together we can rise, construct a spaceport, marketplace, or habitat anywhere in the belts. And that's it. These are all the categories that you can work on in order to unlock additional rewards for yourself and for the whole influence gaming community. Okay. Yeah, let's close the the Stark stream with this meme, the A team meme, the Abdel team meme. And once again, guys, thanks a lot for coming today at the Stark stream. Apologize if I didn't show my face. Maybe I will also, do this kind of radio version from time to time because it is less demanding. for different reasons. But yeah, having said that, once again for coming to the Stark stream, make sure to like, subscribe to our YouTube channel in order to share the Starknet vibe. Thanks a lot once again. See you next time. Take care, guys. Bye bye.